Hey, so today I wanted to show you the importance of the 5 to 1 chord relationships in both major and minor keys across 5 different PHISH songs. And here we go. When you get a second, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. And if you want to show further support, there is a link to my Patreon in the description below that would help us keep the channel going. And I also have some availability if anybody is interested in one-on-one Zoom guitar lessons with me. Either give me a call or send me an email. So I want to show you where this 5 to 1 relationship comes from, and in order to do that, we need to do a little bit of music theory. So we're going to take our C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. We're going to skip in thirds, C, E, G, stack them in thirds on top of each other to get a C major chord. Now do that with all the rest of your scale degrees. Right? It's good to kind of same as go D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D, A, C, E, and B, D, F, which gives you D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and B diminished. If you add a fourth stacked third, 1, 2, 3, 4, you get the note B, giving us all of our 7th chords. And that would be C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G dominant 7, A minor 7, and B half diminished 7. Now the function of each of those chords is C is the 1 chord, being the tonic. 2 is the supertonic, above the root, above the 1. 3 is the mediant. 4 is the subdominant. 5 is the dominant. That's kind of the lesson today, is that 5 dominant chord function. 6 is the submediant, and 7 is the subtonic or leading tone. Pop 7s on all those guys, you get those. Something to remember that's kind of tricky is that the 5 chord, even though it's uppercase, it's not a major, it's a major triad, but as a 7th chord, it is a dominant chord. So this 5 to 1 relationship right here is kind of what we're getting at. Now if we did this in a minor key, you can just start on the A minor as your new 1 chord, analyze this. That'd be your 1 chord there. 7 chord becomes your 2. 1 chord in the previous key, C major or C major 7, becomes your 3 chord, the relative major. 4 chord minor, 5 chord minor in a minor key, 6 chord major, and 7 chord major. And that would be a dominant chord as a 7th chord, but we're not going to consider that the dominant chord. We're going to consider these minor 5-7, which would be an E minor 7, to A minor 7. In C major, it would have been G7 going to C major 7. Or simply just G going to C major. Or you could even say G7 going to C major in your piece of music, right? Now in a minor key, you could have that E minor going to A minor or A minor 7. Or you could even say E minor 7 going to A minor 7. One thing I didn't show you earlier was the use of the harmonic minor scale, which would turn this E minor into an E major, which is a very popular move throughout the course of human history, human music history, is to make the 5 chord a major chord, thus invoking harmonic minor scale in a minor key. It would often resolve to a triad instead of a 7th chord. And an even more popular move would be to turn that into a dominant 7th, really invoking the tension in your harmonic minor type of tonality. All right, the first PHISH song I want to show you is Sample in a Jar. We're going to do the chorus first, which goes A, D, E, D. And in that chorus you get, I wheeled around because I didn't hear what you had said. See, it resolved back to the A there. But the E, even though it goes to the D at the end, the E is really the big tension one. There's your home bass. Go for a little journey to the D, the 4 chord, the subdominant, below the E, the 5, the dominant. Then hit that E, full attention, really wants to resolve back to A. Now what's an even more grand use of the tension of the 5 chord in this song is on the bridge. I think Paige sings it. I'm probably going to butcher it because it's out of my vocal range, where he sings, trick me like the others, but now I don't belong. The simple smiles and good times seem all wrong. Right? They do that kind of tritone thing on the 5 chord, but it's really invoking a, this is on the album version, an E dominant 7. I wheeled around, and it resolves really nicely, coming back in with that Fishman drum fill back into the 1 chord. While I got my overdrive pedal on here, let's go over Axilla Part 2. There's a section, again it's the bridge, where they build tension. Never understood what my body was for. So that section right there, the bridge goes E flat major to B flat major to A flat major back to B flat major. Right? So there's no 5 chord in there in the key of B flat major, but at the end of all of that, they go to a big F. And you can feel the tension. It is palpable. Tangled web from wall to wall. There's the F. Axilla, 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 Axilla. Yeah! And they actually go to B flat minor for the main part of the song, even though this was kind of in major. Actually, that's invoking harmonic minor there, because it goes from F major on the Axilla build to the B flat minor main lick in Axilla Part 2. So we get a little bit of our harmonic minor, which is yet again another 5 to 1, but this time invoking harmonic minor. So in another minor key, we're going to go over Harry Hood really quick, which goes D minor 7. To A minor 7. Now, this is a 1 chord, lowercase minor, going to a lowercase 5/7, not using harmonic minor, right? It's a much softer minor, kind of somber sound than the kind of tension power building of a major chord in a harmonic minor tonality, but you can hear in the opening reggae 1-drop fill, that, but da. In the bass, 5, 1, right, from that A minor 7 to D minor 7. Thus giving us another option of a 5 to 1 relationship in a minor key. Now this next one's a little bit odd. It's not your typical 1 to 5 or 5 to 1 relationship. In fact, it's very jam band in the sense that it's invoking Mixolydian mode as the tonality, Bathtub Gin, right? And I'll put the chords up on the board here. I believe TREY plays a C major going to a G minor 7. Now in the key of C, that'd be a 1 chord going to a lowercase 5/7, which means it's modally borrowed from the parallel minor key of C minor. This is in C major, right? Now, that's a little bit different. That's not a typical move, but it works really nicely. And really what it's doing is screaming, if you rewrote this in a different key, say F major, this would be your 5 chord going to your 2/7. And we're in modern times playing jam band modal type of music. It's easier to rewrite it as that's the 1 because that's our tonal center, even though it's not truly in the key of C. If you take these all as diatonic. But bread is in the bathtub, making soup for the ambassadors. But you can hear that 1, 5, 1 in the bass at least, right? With the C major to a G minor. The G minor is almost acting like a B flat major 6 with the 6 in the bass, even though that's not technically not an inversion, but it is a B flat major 6. You could really just respell it. It's much easier to write a G minor 7. And I believe Gordo is going to the G as well, so kind of proving the point that it is a 5 chord action. Well, bread is in the bathtub, making soup for the ambassadors. I am in the hallway. And last but definitely not least, one of my favorite PHISH songs, Fly Famous Mockingbird, during the chorus, as they've modulated now to B flat. Fly, famous mockingbird. Let me write those chords on the board for you. The chorus chords, that is, in the key of B flat major. We've got a B flat to start. Fly. C minor 7. Holds on the D minor, I think, for 2 measures. D minor. Twice. To an E flat major. Then it starts its descent to the D minor, back to the C minor 7. And then we have an F major, and it might even be an F7 in like the second half of the measure. I always kind of played that when I played it live. So you got a 1 chord, a 2-7. This D minor might be a D minor 7. Let's just call it a 3 chord, no 7. 4 chord, subdominant, back, and then a descent back down the way we came. 2, 7, 5, and that's really popular in jazz to play a 2, 5 to 1. And then we have our bona fide 5, 1 in a major key, and I believe he plays a dominant 7th chord, thus getting our tension to resolve dominant Teutonic function in a major key. So, singing this one, fly, famous mockingbird, 6/8, right? Fly, right? It could either be an F, I think it's an F7 actually. But you hear that tension resolve to fly, famous mockingbird. Fly. And all that. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you have any questions about this, please hit me up in the comments or send me an email, give me a call for lessons, all that kind of thing. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.